Jordan?
Yep. How's it going?
Not too bad. How you doing today?
I'm alright, doing better.
So you're doing okay, holding up?
Yeah, just, trying to get through this nightmare.
Absolutely. I understand. So, how long have you been just staying down over the jail?
Yep. Been there for the past few days.
Few days.
Yeah.
So you had a lot of time to think then.
I suppose. Think about how this is ridiculous. I've been just feel like I've just been treated unfairly,
Mm-hmm.
Like, cause of,
Yeah. I understand that you haven't had a good talk with anyone yet, so hopefully by the end of this you'll realize that it's a fair process. And I understand that only a couple of my guys had mentioned stuff to you when they brought you in, but I understand that that you were brought in because of the death of Tasha Olson, who recently passed away. We had reason to believe that you at least were the last person to see her. We're still waiting on a lot of stuff to come back onto what happened, but we just really wanted to see your side of the story first, because Tasha's roommates had said that you were the last person that she was with. And so we kind of just wanted to hear your side of the story to see, what happened that day. How long were you guys together? Just that day. Tasha's roommate said that you guys hung out, but you weren't dating or anything. But you said you would meet up pretty often. So what went on that last day that you saw her?
Me and her just had like a little casual thing going on, got like friends with benefits, I would say. We hung out for a little bit that day, went and got something to eat. After that, I dropped her back off at her place, and that was that. I didn't see her any other time after that day.
Okay. Did you know about Tasha's drug problem?
I did not. She never did drugs around me. At least, for the time that we were together.
Okay. So yeah, she had struggled for a while. I see on her record she had gotten a couple drug possession charges and had even been hospitalized a couple times for drug usage. And you knew nothing about that?
No, never did drugs together.
Okay. Well, I told you I want you to think this is fair and equal process. And so you got family in the area?
Yeah. I got most of my family lives here. Got a few other relatives, spread across the U.S., but most of my family base is here.
Yeah. So, and yeah, same. After looking at Tasha, I understand that she has family here too. So I just want you to know that this is what they're saying about you in the news right now. This was on the 7 o'clock news. They said that you are currently being detained for the death of Tasha Olson. And so, if you're
this is just
parents or people who know Austin News,
all of it's just
here.
Yeah.
I think it's terrible. They can report on that. Obviously, you haven't been convicted or charged with anything, but that was the big story today.
It's just murdering my character. It's just not everyone's gonna think that I'm just out here murdering people.
Yeah, and they don't care what you have to say, but we do. So that's why we have you here and we're talking to you, and that's why you're not sitting in a prison cell already, because you have that right to explain and tell us your story and what all happened that day. So I want to ask you more about yourself. We had kind of looked So we had gotten a search warrant for a couple things, and we had pulled your tax records. And you see it, you've just worked a part-time job for the past couple of years, 5 years. So we had just took a drive by your house on record, and we see that you have a very nice new Mercedes-Benz car in your name, titled in your name, and then you also live in a nice part of town, nice house. So we're wondering how do you keep that kind of lifestyle? You driving around that nice car, nice house. I mean, I know I have a hard time even paying my rent on my salary. I don't know how you're doing it on part time.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I save well. I don't really buy much for myself. I bought the nice house because I saved well, and I bought the nice car that I'm also, I saved to pay, the bills, and I don't do much for myself. So I mean, the few things that I do good. I mean, what is it a crime to spend money on yourself?
No, not at all. Not at all. So, just no side hustles,
I
nothing.
mean, I go to BioLife. I work. Um, Sometimes I sell things online. Just how everyone else does, like a garage sale, Facebook Marketplace. I mean, there's some things I just don't need, so I try to get the money out. Help from family. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, no, I mean, nothing else that brings in a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Just my job, BioLife, and the other, small ways that I try to make money. It's, I try to hustle.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, I understand. Have you ever dealt or done drugs?
I got caught up once.
Yeah, we see that a long time ago. Yeah, but
Yeah.
stayed out of trouble since then.
Yeah, I mean, I've been on a straight and narrow path, just trying to stay on my P's and Q's and, really just, try to stay to myself, try to, stay away from, people who could negatively influence me. Like, that's why I'm confused on the whole drugs and everything. She was never on drugs. I mean, whenever I was with her, she wasn't on drugs, so, I don't know.
Okay. Alright. See, I have some guys are paging me. I'm gonna go talk to some people real quick. And you can keep that news report, and then here is, we were monitoring your notice, because when we drove by your house, we noticed there's a lot of foot traffic coming in and out. We didn't really, and you just got a lot of buddies, but all hours of the day, night, you had people coming up to your door. We thought that was kind of peculiar, and I believe we have some video evidence out there that I'm gonna go get real quick. Look over that stuff for me, please. So I just went back out and double checked. We had, because of patrons that I was speaking about that were visiting you, we had looked some of them up, and they weren't of the best crowd, might say. They didn't have very good reputations. Um, so it kind of seems like your past life is catching up to you, or you didn't get away from it as much as you've led us on to believe.
Okay, so I mean, maybe I have a few friends that have gotten some trouble and went down the wrong path along the way, but just I mean, just because my friends or the people I hang with are people who do drugs and stuff like that that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm the one. Doesn't mean that I'm the one doing drugs or supplying the drugs or anything like
Mm.
that. So like I said, I've only gotten one drug charge, and that was years ago. So
Yeah, I mean, I have friends too that have made bad decisions in the past, and but it's different when now someone's dead, and we're trying to figure out what all happened. Just kind of the truth of the story that happened that day, and I do understand you said you only have one just small ticket in the past from the drugs, but we I feel like a lot of it is being unraveled right now because of what happened. You can call it bad timing if you must, but a lot of interesting things are unfolding. Um, whether it be from the strange relationship with Tasha, where her roommates say she'd leave strange times to go hang out with you, and then she'd be gone for a while, not answering her phone. The lots of foot traffic to and from your house, all hours of the night. Again, not the best. Um, People would be coming over, and I want you to know we got a search warrant for your house, and your house will be searched very thoroughly. And if you are dealing in any type of way with drugs or illegal materials, we certainly are going to find out. And so it's really just a matter of time till we find out, unless um, tell us we can find or at least know what you have, so we don't have to have you guys tear your house apart for the next couple of days to turn it upside down. What are you thinking, Jordan? Tasha's dead. She died of an overdose. We think it was heroin, and you're the last person she was with. Did you guys have another kind of relationship going on the side? You're helping her out. So, I mean, we know she struggled with drug addiction. I mean, you're a caring guy. I mean, seeing her struggle, I can imagine you'd try to.
when we first started, they had nothing to do with drugs, and then uh, she just couldn't get away from it. So then I thought that maybe if I gave her little by little, then maybe she'd be able to fiend off of it, but she just did too much that night.
understand that. I'm sure you've been carrying that with you. Does it feel good to say that, let the truth out?
I guess. I mean, so what happens now?
Happens now. You can choose to work with us and search in your house. Because I mean, if someone's dead, we have to do a thorough investigation and see what all went down. You can choose to help us with that, make it easier for yourself, your reputation, and Tasha's family, kind of just to, because we know you didn't try to, you didn't do anything, but when it's all said and done, you were the one that gave her the drugs that ultimately killed her. So there's going to be some form of punishment you have to face, but that's not my job. That'll be judge and jury, prosecutor decide that, but they'll certainly understand the circumstances if you help us along the way with the case. Find all the answers. That sound good?
Yeah.
All
Just
right.
get this over with.
Yep. Thank you for coming in today.
Boom.